We're live. Hello.
Oh, yes.
Hi.
Yeah. Sorry. Indecision on my part. Hello. Welcome to what could be the not the epilogue, but at least the start of the end game for this campaign. We've done it. We've mission accomplished. The Soulmonger has been destroyed. A Sararak thrown to into an inconvenience. By the way, Heinrich, could you roll me a d10, please?
Yes, of course. Bippity boppity boo, we're gonna roll a d10 too. 8.
8. Okay, he'll take 8 days to regenerate, and then he'll be back to full.
Small vacation, that's
Yeah. I'll have a scene prepared for his epilogue as well. Right.
I mean, an 8 on a d10 is not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he kind of was destroyed with all his magical equipment. I love the whole idea of going, yes, they will not be able to loot the Sararak. By the way, you didn't want to. You
Nah.
really did not want to.
Cries in wizard.
Oh, no.
No, everything's cursed, I guess.
Oh, cursed up to the gills.
Yeah.
There was a
Cry in
possibility
wizard.
where Heinrich, you were going to be the third act of that fight.
Still cries in wizard.
Yeah,
hey,
sure.
Paying the price for power.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. During the fight, you lost one of your allies. Decided to move out of the room, engaged a bunch of maddened and misshapen former associates of Sararak, some of his disciples, and decided before moving forward, you decided to stay and rest. Now, one of my players has come up with so normally in order to resurrect Vroondomon, there should be a long rest and then the whole resurrection thing. It was brought to my attention that would mean that he would not be able to participate in the camp scene, so the afterward. So in a fairly generous turn of events, the gods have decided to advance basically Gale a spell slot for the resurrection. All right, but before we get to that, before we get into as the title the title screen comes up, instead of the deep jungles of Chult or the sunken stones of the dungeon, we find ourselves flying over the cloud-covered skies of Waterdeep. As we move in closer, we come towards one of the southern wards, specifically to the entrance of a well-known tavern. This being the Yawning Portal. As we fly, we follow the noisy flapping of a pigeon as he lands on a windowsill just above the tavern. And through it, we enter through the pane of glass, and we find ourselves in a room that, for better word, smells of alcohol and rot. But not the alcohol you would consume, but medical alcohol, ethanol. Around a large bed that has been swathed in blankets and pillows, there is a shape that inside that is bandaged. You can barely see the eyes of the other person. Faring around is a young woman. Young woman. Sort of. She's wearing the robes and the insignia of the Temple of Sune, as she is tending to this person in the middle of the bed. To the side, we see a woman maybe in her 50s, looking tired, stress. Clearly, she has been her form, which would have been plump as we began the adventure, now have sunken, and there's bags under her eyes. She's got a small book to her side, which she's sort of absently left open, and you can see that she's toying with a wedding ring around her finger. To the side of her, sort of inside the room, but trying to make sure that they're out of it in a sense, we see the familiar figure of Durnan, the owner of the Yawning Porter establishment. But something about the way this Durnan holds themselves shows us that it's not Durnan himself. Under that guise, we would recognize the creature we know as Bonnie. There's a moment where the things are of a normal pace. We can hear the wheezing of the person in the middle of the bed trying to breathe. And then almost all of a sudden, there's a change where his hand, the hand sort of rises up. He himself struggles, but not to breathe. This time it's struggling against the weight of the covers, against the weight of the bandages. The priestess immediately sort of startles up and tries to keep him calm, but almost like somebody asphyxiating or somebody claustrophobic is trying to remove as fast as possible. As he pulls away the bandages over his face, we see Durnan, older. Again, sunken cheeks, hollow eyes. This is a Durnan that's been sick for a while, but we can see that the color is coming back to his flesh. We can see that the eyes are becoming clear again, that his breathing is getting clearer. There's a twitch to his hand where we would know there to be a ring of regeneration. One of the original ones that inspired the hunt into the Mad Mage for trolls and other such creatures. As he stands up, he completely pulled the wrappings away. You can see that he's lost hairs with clumps, but already those empty spots are now starting to fill back in. And as the room just watches him in sort of shock. Who's getting me a pint? And we fade to black. We now move back to the familiar scene of 3 of our adventurers. Well, in company with Lucanu and Zal. Having moved there is an altar there, Gale, in this room, where there was a human-sized sack on top.
Yeah.
What do you do?
We examined that, right?
Not really.
Not yet. I wanted to do that, but we had some friends who were
Agitated, yes.
Agitated friends that interrupted us.
I mean, I'll examine the altar itself. Is it dedicated?
No.
Is there any inscription? It's just a block of stone?
It is just a block of stone.
Okay.
Though it, I'll just make sure of that, but I'm pretty sure that is indeed the case. A polished obsidian altar. Yeah. I mean, Gale, you would understand that this kind of altar, while not magical in its part, would it experiments could have been done here. This is most likely where these nautics were actually created, or where they'd be experimented upon. The altar does serve as a anchoring for any excess magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that it's magical; it's more like it's anti-magical.
Yeah. I'll quickly but carefully examine the bag on top of it with what's in there.
Okay. So it is a sort of leather bag, like I said, about the size of an adult human, about your size. And as you sort of manipulate it, you do feel that there's a body inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's unmoving.
I'll look at the two others. Heinrich, can you make something out of this? Make something out of what it is.
I mean, you could cut it open if you wished.
You just see him with a knife ready, like, well, can't cut it open, but what? And Heinrich is going to walk forward and is gonna look at the two others, shrugs, and starts to open the leather sack.
By the way, Vroon, I will be putting your I'll put your character token in so that you can follow. You are currently in the arms of Zal, so there you go.
Commands.
There we go. Little baby Vroon. Oh, or was he in the bag of hold?
In the pit, in the...
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
So,
but there we go. As you slash open the body bag, the inside you find a human, most like sort of fair skin, black hair. This is not a local. This is not a Choltian, right? But clearly, as you look on his face, he's been dead for a while, and it's fairly clear as you look at the blue lips that he was asphyxiated within this bag.
Okay.
Starts to grab the bag and like, okay.
I'll help you carry it over, take it off the altar and put it respectfully, but on the side.
Yeah.
The Nothic, the surviving Nothic.
Yeah.
Was to be next one of us. But Master come too late. Too late. Master, not Master. Yes, not Master.
Alright, and I'll take my decanter of endless water.
Mm-hmm.
Invoke salt water.
Okay.
And I'll start to clean the altar.
Okay.
I'll ask...
While reciting a prayer to Valkyr.
Do you need Vroon? Do we need to get him out for what you're gonna do?
Open, yeah. Open the hole, yeah, already. I'll tell you when to bring him.
Okay. I'll start to open very slowly, and I'll give a sign to the other companions to ask politely, like, well, can you help me? I'm not that strong. and then point to the muscles of.
Yeah. Zal is there, definitely.
So Gale has opened her pack, gotten out the few pieces of equipment, of priestly equipment that she actually has, because clerics of Valkyr are not an official cult, are not an established temple, and so they usually make do with what they have on hand. It's also part of the fact that they're usually on ships and they don't have the opportunity to carry huge slabs of marble altars on the ships.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. By the way, the Nothic has sort of grabbed the body and just sort of drawn it so the beyond the curtain that is at the north of the room, and basically had pulled it beyond it.
okay. And so I find a piece of cloth and I'm actually washing really the altar with
Okay.
purification prayers over it as I'm washing the altar with the
Sorsha,
salt water.
what do you do? What are you doing?
She's mostly getting out of the way and staring, having a blank stare into space. Like she's not trusting. She's waiting. She's a bit. She's there, but she's not there.
Okay. You can see that the Nothic sort of comes back, and then goes to the next one of the next one of his brethren, basically, which are still sort of attached in their chains mostly. Wherever there's a hand or a foot, he basically just goes, bites through the limb being, and just again sort of starts moving them, moving backwards and forwards through the curtain. Sort of cleaning up the cleaning up shop. Heinrich, what are you up to?
I will assist Gale in any way that she asks of me, and if not, I will have my comfort pet in my hands. And there's a moment he thinks, and he will just send a very small sending spell to his mother, and it's just gonna be mission completed. We'll be back home soon. We need to finish some things up here. Don't worry about me. I'll be back home soon.
There's no. You do not get any answer.
Yeah, but I warned my mom as I promised.
Yep. Roll me a d100.
Ooh. Let's see if I'm lucky again. 66.
Okay. Thank you. No answer.
At some point, Gale is done with cleaning the altar. It's purified to her satisfaction. She's gonna jump into. Most of the treasure was in the hole, right?
Yeah.
So she's gonna jump in the hole, ask Zal for help to lift Vroon's body out of there.
Do you leave him in armor, or do you take the armor off?
And I'll tell Zal, if you could remove his armor, I'll ask Zal and Heinrich to remove
Lucanu
the
can do
armor.
that. Lucanu
Or
can
Lucanu,
definitely do
yeah.
I'll help. I'm used to
Yeah.
getting Vroon his armor on and off.
Yeah, as you remove his armor, you can see the battle scars, right, of the different of whatever he took. But the most impressive, and yet it's only impressive because you know what it was, right? It's just a tiny glyph just right in the head, sort of branded there for it's almost insignificant. But a Heinrich, you would know that this is where the spell was assigned, right? Just snuffed out.
And while they're removing the armor, I'm down on my hands and knees, probably, in the hole, picking through all the little bags of stones we have, finding the right materials, the right components for the spell.
With everything that you've picked up, I'm sure there's a diamond.
Oh yeah.
Going, oh, this one's the right size, but not the right color. Yeah.
I mean, it's a 1 hour casting time with a diamond worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, with the which the spell consumes.
I'm going to say that that you would have most likely found enough, right, to handle that handle that problem. So yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So as soon as I find it, I'll get out of the hole. I've dropped my shield on the side. I'll ask Zal probably to put Vroon down onto the altar, and I'll call everyone, saying, "This spell is gonna take a lot out of me, but we need more than just this diamond in my spell. We need to call the spirit of Vroon and convince him to agree to come back to this world. It is ultimately his decision. I won't coerce him. I can't coerce him. But together, let's remind him of what he left behind here. What he still has going on this plane of existence." And Gale is going to start chanting. It's an odd rhythm at first. It's a bit weird having a prayer on what you quickly recognize as basically a seafarer's song.
A sea shanty, yeah.
A sea shanty. But as the rhymes go by, as the chant goes by, it is rhythmic. It comes and it comes, and at some point you hear the chant and the response. The chant and the response. And you feel like there's a place for you in that prayer, should you wish to join.
Sorsha at the beginning she seems like she's not really there. But she will hear the call of music for sure and join.
Heinrich will use his magic in any way to assist and to make it to assist in any way he can. And now a question to the humble GM. I still have a mark of a Shiwanga from a very long time ago. Could I sacrifice that? And I'm even ready to spend my inspiration for that, to assist in giving the vitality to Vroon and to Gale, because she explained that it's gonna take a lot out of her to actually help her in the same thing, in the endeavor that she's doing also.
Let's wait for that particular gift as a gift for the living.
Yeah.
Then
Heinrich will just assist in anyway. It's not musical.
It's right.
Yes, you do not need to be musical to hear when a sea shanty is sung.
Believe me,
The call and response is easy to pick up. Yeah.
He'll answer.
The thing is, all three of you, hear in the back of your minds as well, the chanting from the gods, the spirits that have accompanied you now for, well, actually only a couple of days, as intense as those might be. But there is something Choltian about a fallen hero and his rise, right? The idea that he might be born again. Maybe different. But you're not exactly sure if they're calling out to Vroon or to their lost brother, of whom you have no idea what happened to Kubazan during this endeavor. So, how does it go?
So after a good amount of time has passed, probably half an hour, the magic becomes thick around Vroon, around the circle. And that's the point where Gale puts the diamond on his chest. Or no, on the forehead.
Where the mark, at the place of the mark, yeah.
Yeah. And launches the last prayer, almost screaming at that point. But she stops you from answering, because now it's Vroon's turn to answer.
So, Vroon, how... Let's take a moment. The last thing that you remember was the...
Looking face to face into a little skull.
Yeah. Well, not to a little skull, no. Well, to one of the greatest liches...
Much smaller head than I have.
Fair, right. But your attention had been solely focused on his one word. There's a moment where you could no longer see him, just hear this one brief sound, which anti-life. If we're gonna go Marvel or DC, I forget which one is which. But yes, that simple word just wished you away. There is a moment where you spent dead. But would you have already crossed over? Would you be with your ancestors? Or are you on hold, waiting for you for... Where do we see you in the time between death and resurrection?
I think Vroon was very much on hold, and he's very much like standing there going, "I have unfinished business. Let me back in."
The anti-chain.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
The house of waiting, as you
got
could.
the wrong guy.
I'll say this. There's a moment where you stand in this. I guess it would be a corridor of some sort, right? Let's. I'll try and find something a bit more. You stand in a corridor, and while you are immobile, you can see people passing by you. They are Choltian, they are Omnian, all over, all matters of different races, different lineages, different cultures. And they all seem to be moving in one direction. Until, at the end of the corridor, you see it split. A right turn. And there's a moment where you understand that you are in a maze. But you are standing still. You hear the call. Let's put this... Actually, no. No, I like this one better. There we go. You hear the call. It's a moment where... Well, a siren's call, in a sense. You recognize Gale's voice. And underneath, different sort of harmonizing as well, you recognize the voices of your companions. Leading you not in the direction of where the other spirits are moving, but against the current. Do you answer the call?
I do.
There's a moment where, as for the first time in your life, you turn back on the maze. You turn back on the labyrinth. And step backwards. The warm air fills you immediately. Around you, you can see the faces relieved. A bit surprised. Well, not surprised. They were expecting for you to return, definitely. But there is contentment among everyone. And most likely exhaustion on Gale's face. As you stand, there is that burning sensation. And I'm not, you know what? I'm not going to have that mark on the forehead. Maybe around the throat, maybe. Actually, that makes a bit more sense. And you do feel, and you will for most likely the rest of your life, feel that little ache on occasion. That mark that Acererak put on you. But for now, you are breathing. You are without armor. And you are exhausted. So,
Yeah, what conditions do I have?
yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna go for.
I'll post a spell.
No, I've got it here. So, coming back from the
display
dead,
activity. There you go.
the target has a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throw, and ability checks. And every time the target finishes a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1.
Okay.
And you come back, and you... If the soul is free and willing, the target returns to life with all of its hit points.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
On the house.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Which is why
Nice.
Gale is exhausted.
Probably.
Restored to life with full HP.
yeah.
Huzzah.
I guess it's because it's a 1 hour ritual, so it can't be used to do it an instant full heal, like
Yeah.
Short
Purify
rest,
would be. Yeah, yeah. I guess that's what you call that. I mean, that's what costs you 1,000 gold, right? It's the the full package.
Yeah.
I also had a minus 18 max HP modifier.
That would
I
be
think that
gone.
yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, that's the wraith, right? So technically, that will come back at the end of your long rest.
Alright.
No, I'll allow you. Just take it off already. And so,
And I am at full health at 103 HP.
nice.
And then the first thing, like, Vroon takes his first breath. And then just goes like... So I take it that we won then.
Yes, we killed him.
Sorry,
We won.
Your face was amazing.
Thank you.
No, the GM, because he
Yeah,
was on
the
my
smile,
Yeah.
the smile was epic.
Alright, Sorsha will just come to you and do something she probably never did before, which is hug you. Without a word.
You get like a full hug with both arms and a trunk back.
Full wrapping paper. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like she's not very cuddly usually, but she will make an exception.
Gale probably holding on to the altar, has just a pat on your shoulder when you open your eyes, and then breathes, says her last prayer, and sits down ceremoniously, just plops down.
Here is some food. Here is some drink. There you go.
I'm not sure if I'm ready for food and drink. I have a bit of a sore throat, and it's like, and then you see him go like, wait, what is?
I don't know if the mark stays or disappears. I guess that's your decision. But if it stays, it takes on a crystalline
Ooh.
iridescence, like the diamond has been consumed but left a trace there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea. You have this old Netherese symbol of death, basically sort of inscribed into you, but now it has been it's been sort of covered up or traced with almost glass type.
It's your rebirth mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. You are at one point, as you're sort of rediscovering that, you see a misshapen, sort of crawling on all fours creature looking at you with this large eye in the center of its face, in this perpetual sort of grin, skeletal like grin.
Oh, hello. Who is this?
Don't worry about it.
Do keep an eye on it, but it should be sufficiently covered that he's not going to be a problem. By the way, I'm not going to be able to have a guard. I'm going to sleep the whole night through.
Don't worry about it.
And Heinrich, when you brought the
It's
food,
fine.
Gale probably snagged it right out of your hands. And
If you want, we have also expensive wine with regards from Rassency also in the hall. So I think it would be a good occasion to pop that also up.
if we don't celebrate an ally coming back, a friend coming back, I don't know when we're gonna open that bottle. So yeah, do it.
Give me a second. Jumps in the hole and looks for the wine and any luxurious stuff that he can find to make a little celebration and start to like.
Yeah, Lucanu is also one to Lucanu and Zal basically. Now the realization of what just transpired is, I mean, resurrection magic is no small feat. And I think that I think Lucanu comes up to you, Vroon, and basically says, clapping you on the arm, says, "It would have been a good death."
I would say that it was a good death.
And I do not know if many people get to have a second one. So, live your life well, because you've already had your good death.
I strive for an even better one.
Hell yeah!
You are still young. Let's see what life brings you, huh?
Try to live a little.
I myself, in a way, have died. Zal as well. We are separated from everything we knew. We are to be reborn into this world. So, I guess the question is, what now?
Sleep.
You sleep.
And then get out of this dungeon. But first, I need rest.
I maybe have a proposition for that, but we'll focus on Vroon first.
I think Vroon, once he's like had a little chat with all the living people, he suddenly goes like, in his head like, Kubazon?
You are alone.
Like, so he sort of thinks out into the emptiness, like, I did as she was.
Oh,
Died gloriously.
You are alone, at least in your mind. By the way, your strength goes back to normal.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The god that had inhabited you, you're not exactly sure what happened. But I mean, it couldn't have been a double death.
Or release.
True.
Or he went back to his object of power, because I don't want to say phylactery, but yeah, he went back to
That could be.
his linked object. But then again, the other gods were kind of worried for him, so...
I'm not sure any of them knows what happens when the host is not there.
By the way, do you are you wearing the bracers of archery?
I mean, I'm wearing them, but I'm not attuned to them.
Right. Huh. What happens if you target a with power word kill if you target a creature that has no hit points? I mean, you can't target like a.
Yeah, no.
I think that your attention would most likely go to the bracers. right? As you're wearing them, that is where Kupazan was imprisoned.
Yeah.
And there is that power there that you're feeling, but it is. Make me an insight check. Let's go with that.
Oh.
I'm hearing crinkling, and I'm not seeing any rolls.
Oh, well, the roll's there. I rolled an 11. If
Oh,
had this-
yeah,
if I
okay.
if I would have had advantage, it would have
11.
been. A
Yeah,
crit.
you're not exactly sure what's going on, but there doesn't seem to be a response. Either he's being. Maybe you should attune. I think. Sorsha, we're hearing you.
Candy
I
wrappers?
was trying to unwrap something without too much noise, but
Sorry about
fuck
that.
it, my mic seems to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Alright.
at that point the best choice is just to do it in one.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
go for it.
yeah.
In
Go
one
for
go.
it.
Go for it.
It's okay.
It's already done, I think, yeah.
Okay, for some reason my OBS just wait. Why am I seeing Vroon move but nobody else?
I'm not moving.
No, I mean the.
Oh, I mean, I am moving.
Yeah, you are
I-
moving, and the other. All of us are. You know what?
Everyone is moving for me.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bit. I'll be right back. Okay, we're moving again. Yes. So what was that you were saying about Zealot Barbarian?
But I should take 3 levels of Barbarian to take
If you
off the
want
sword.
to remove 3, we'll see, you know what? We'll see about that. If you want to move Zealot, remove 3 Zealot, 3 levels of Paladin for Zealot Barbarian, it could be
I
arranged.
have a song for that. Vroon, the barbarian.
Right.
Playing, of course, on the air of Ronald, the barbarian, but
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was yes. That existed.
I loved it.
It's one of those hate or hate or love kind of films. So the question that I ask is, Gale, while exhausted you are, you can take part of the merriment that is
Oh yeah,
is happening,
it's
right?
just she removes her armor and sits probably back to the altar, and she's not gonna expend any effort anymore for till the end of the night.
Okay. Actually, let's put this. I actually do have here a song called "Long Rest." Let's put this on. See how this went. As you set up camp, you bring out the wine. You bring out the last few of the reserves that you had left in the end. You've only been here for a couple of days. I think, what, 3 nights? 4?
4 at least.
This might have been our 5th.
I think this is your 5th. The experience is, you, for once, are now allowed to slow down. The race is won. The ticking time clock is stopped. There is no urgency at the back of your mind pushing you to walk faster, to move faster, to regret the time that you were being immobile. This is most likely the first real rest you've had since Waterdeep. Vroon, freshly resurrected, that ache in the throat. You're looking around to your friends, your allies. What goes through your mind?
I think he'll definitely be asking like the others, like, do you still have the gods with you?
Yeah.
Just not.
Mine has left me.
Maybe he'd gotten the glory he wanted.
What killed the Lich in the end?
Heinrich.
And there'll
his
be like a
idea.
punch on, like a pretty hard punch on Heinrich's shoulder, like, good lad!
Yeah, yep.
And his reply is, that's exactly how I did it.
Heinrich and his genius idea of putting himself above some lava.
Well, it's not that important. Well, you destroyed the Soulmonger also, you know. It's also a very big feat, and
that was our mission in the beginning to start with it.
Yeah. It would have been glorious to deal the killing blow to that Lich.
Oh, you were such an so impressive and such a danger to it that, yeah,
That he killed me, yes.
outright.
It was painless, at least.
Hey, that's actually surprising coming from a lich.
well, that kind of magic is indeed one of the most painless deaths that could have been given, that any wizard can give to someone else.
Instant.
Oh. And meanwhile, you're saying that he's filling up the bowl that of drink. It's like filling it up. Like, okay, you are going to drink, and I better see you drunk tonight before we're gonna continue this to go away from here. And I'm gonna give the bowl to Vroon.
Thank you. I should. Well, I suppose I don't need to don my armor just yet. I can do that in the morning. It seems like you are all very tired.
Go to sleep, Vroon. You, and I'll say to the rest, go to sleep. I'll put the first watch on.
Remember the rule. No alone watch.
I'll summon a Fae, and I'll put a Fae next to me extra.
Shut
Well,
up.
go, no,
It doesn't
Sorsha,
work
go to
like
bed.
that.
Sorsha, go to bed.
No.
Sorsha, go to bed. I'll get Nugget out and like, see, I'm not alone.
It doesn't work like that.
Fine. And the first thing I do if I summon the Fae, I'm gonna give it a very big hug.
The Fae.
The Fae, I'm gonna give it a hug.
What aspect do you invoke specifically?
I'm in a good mood.
So the mirthful
Yes.
one.
The mirthful one. And I'm gonna whisper very slowly in the ear. I got some gifts for your mistress soon. Soon, okay?
She will be delighted, my lord.
And say thank you to her. But tonight I'll need you to help me guard, okay?
Of course. I think this would be some sort of. Let's see. Mirthful. I think this would be some sort of. They're a medium creature, right?
Yeah.
Small Fae, small. So I think this would be maybe all along the lines of some sort of leprechaun or that kind of sort of dwarvish, gnomish kind of looking character. The nose is too long, the ears are too pointy. There's a smile with teeth that could be very sharp if it wanted to, but and it basically sort of moves about, playing music, playing as you calm down. They need to sleep. So, but yeah, it's mirth, and you have that one for about what, 1 hour?
1 hour.
Yeah. Okay. But Zal will stay up with you anyways.
And I'll start to work on preparing teleport for tomorrow.
Okay. On occasion, you'll have the Nothic as you're working onto your spellbook that'll sort of almost looks. You see it sort of wringing its hands, sort of almost in envy, as you are sort of writing down, or sort of playing in the air with the runes and stuff like that, committing that to memory, or sort of maybe trying out a couple of movements. Yeah, definitely very interested.
Say, do you know where the library is?
Yes?
Can you show that tomorrow also? That sounds interesting to see the library of your master also.
Follow the golden road.
Okay, golden road.
Follow it precisely.
Gives a nod.
Beware, the librarian is protective of his knowledge and his books. As for my master, not master, no more.
Mm-hmm.
That is not his library.
Oh.
We have been, all of us here, been to see his knowledge, which is infinite. No one knows where he hides his true knowledge. This whole library is but a book in his collection.
Okay. And he continues to write, and
And yeah, the Nothic is sort of just stares at you. There's a moment where you start feeling, wait, let's have a see. Can you make me a deception check? What's your deception score?
+0.
Oh, okay.
I cannot lie. That has been established from first adventure
Right.
already.
Which is going to be interesting because... Oh, good.
Do you want me to roll at least? Just to
No,
see?
this is sort of across the night, right? As in, Nothics have this weird insight into people, where it's normally a contested roll. Your deception versus his insight. He's got a +4. It's bound, so he's gonna learn a couple of things about you. And maybe I think there's at one point where I'm gonna have him make a stealth check. What's your perception? Passive perception.
Don't forget, there's also Sorsha. Like, she's not staying up all the night, but she's also taking watch.
Yeah, but from your perspective, the only thing that the Nothic is doing is watching Heinrich. That's it. Right.
I have an 11 passive perception.
11 passive perception. Okay.
I don't know, I am pretty insightful also. And I know the game. And I am Fae.
Not going to help you in any case in this game.
Alright.
But I will say, what is your passive perception?
I see. Is 24.
24.
Yes, it's crazy.
Okay.
Like if
So there's-
Sorsha was a mom, no shenanigans could go past her.
As long as you are awake.
Sure. That's why she has Leral.
Which has a passive perception of?
Of a good boy.
No.
I appreciate the sentiment to your willingness to protect your ward, your whatever. But in this case, it's him alone.
Yes.
Laryl is uninterested in the creature that only has one eye to his 5, which means he feels superior. But yes, on occasion I think that Heinrich, maybe you'll hear the creature sort of whispering under its breath, but you're unsure of what exactly it's talking about. But we, maybe to the side, we would hear names, we would hear voices, words spoken to you in your youth, words spoken by you in recent memory, as this creature is now reliving parts of your existence.
Okay.
But again, unbeknownst to you. Heinrich, who do you wake up?
Sorsha asked to be woken up, so I'll politely wake her up.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Okay, that wasn't what I had in mind, but
What do you
let's
mean?
roll with that. Like it's okay. Never mind.
No, say, go ahead.
No, I asked for doubled watched specifically.
Well, I mean, Zal was there, but I think at some point Zal, it might sort of go down, maybe halfway through your watch, Heinrich, because you're going to be doing this in sort of stages, I guess. So yeah, you wake up. You can wake up Sorsha, and you still have maybe 2 hours together, basically. Is that satisfactory?
Let's roll with that.
I give a hand and I'm like, okay, come on.
Alright. How are you?
Tired,
Yeah, I
but
bet.
that's okay. But I got a spell to get us out directly to Port Niamzaru, and I think I would like to present Sal and go to Inete, because I think Inete could help them a bit also.
You do realize it's probably gonna be, as tired as we are, it's probably gonna be the quietest night we have until, I don't know, a few days, a few weeks.
Huh, yeah. Probably. Well, I'm just happy that everyone is okay and that everyone is back, and we did what we needed to do, and that's the important part, and I'm glad about that. Now I think going home is going to be important for everyone.
Yes.
And a warm bed. Oh, what I would do for a warm bed and some Waterdavian wine. Oh, and a warm bed.
Soon enough, soon enough.
And my mother, who is gonna run around me for at least 3 weeks, that I need to stay with her and go to balls and events. Oh, I would even listen to her for once to go to these events.
Yeah. I think you won't have a choice for a few days if you want to.
Oh, and I'm gonna spoil my sister so much. I really missed her. She can be annoying, but I really, really missed her a lot.
Yeah, I miss Waterdeep too. But mostly I'm glad we could get all 4 of us alive out of here. I thought for a moment that I was not gonna be strong enough to keep it together till the end.
Heinrich just put his coat off and put it next to him in a very, like, well, it is okay to also show that you're not keeping it together. It's what keeps you humane also. I trust my friends enough to, and I trust you also enough to also show, well, when I'm not okay, and it's okay not to be okay, because I trust you guys with my life, with everything. So if I'm not feeling well, I will put my pride aside and I will express that in any way that I can. So it's okay to, and he gives a little smile. Like, well, Sorsha, you can show who you really are. We already accepted you from day one when you showed your true form to us.
Can I though?
I did accept you for who you are in any way. I carried you when you were shot. Any time that there was a choice, I always chose you, Sorsha. Do understand that you have wonderful companions around you that are happy to be with you.
Are they happy to be with me or to be with human Sorsha? That's what I'm wondering since
Oh God, Sorsha.
Since that incident,
Sorsha.
the shapeshifter incident.
Yeah, it doesn't mean because with the shapeshifter, yeah, we're a bit pissed off against you because we don't keep secrets against each other. Like literally, any one of you guys can look to me for 1 second and you would already know what I'm thinking. So, like, there is no need for secrets, and I think that's what
It
disappointed.
wasn't secret, though.
Look, Sorsha, we can talk about this about hours, but you have your way of thinking, and I respect that. And I have my human way of thinking, and Vroon expressed him very well. Gale expressed her very well, and I can respect that. They're not angry against you, but I think they're a bit disappointed because
The
there was another way.
thing is, they are disappointing in me, and I don't blame them. But they are disappointing. They are disappointed in me handling changeling affairs, which I am specifically best to handle. So
Sorsha.
it was not.
I'll ask you another question. Are we an adventuring company or not? With everything what we went through. So if I had a wizard affair that I arranged on myself, and I would do the exactly thing, I would remove the wizard from the occasion because I am a wizard and I know best about wizard affairs. I think that everyone would mostly react the same thing. This is your family also. I know you have your family in Waterdeep, but here, right now, this is your family too. And that's why I think the people were a bit... They expressed their feelings how they felt at that moment. Because you're a part of our family too, Sorsha. Do understand that. And
our group almost exploded at that point. I'm not having a tantrum or something. I am really asking if that is something that you can accept for real. I am not human. And I am maybe more of a monster than you think I am. Can you handle that?
I'll grab the hand of Sorsha, give a little squeeze, and I say, Sorsha, I accept you in any way or form, in any kind. I accept you. You are kind-hearted, you are stubborn, sometimes too stubborn that you're even at an equal level of Gale, and I admire that. But she's asleep, she didn't hear that.
Make a perception check.
Oh no, she's passed out.
But like I said, I accepted you from day one when you shifted back to your changeling form. Did I ever treated you otherwise? And that's a sincere question that I'm asking you, Sorsha. Did I ever treated you otherwise, except that I was, well, not angry. I was weird feelings about the situation with the changeling, but I didn't know how to react, and maybe that's my fault, but...
No. Like, I feel like what was a problem every time was my nature, so... And I don't want it to be a problem.
Come on, that's...
And I feel guilty for it because I unveil myself. I never do that. I never do. Changeling never do that. And because of that, I'm vulnerable. I am never vulnerable, Heinrich. Never. Doesn't happen.
If Sorsha permits, I'll slowly pull her towards me to give her a big hug. It's okay to be vulnerable. Because that makes you who you are.
Read that in a book once.
I never know if being me is alright. How can I?
Okay, Sorsha, I'm gonna tell you something that I never told anyone. Do you know why I started to be an adventurer? Why I started this life of, I know it's shocking news, but still. Do you wanna know why I really started to be an adventurer?
Please share.
Because I felt lonely. I really felt lonely with all the responsibilities, with my mother and father pushing upon me, worried about my sister, that if I was not there for her, that she would get not the life of youth that I wanted, actually. And I accepted to be an adventurer because I wanted to taste life in my own way at the same time. And I'm actually happy that I did that, because I met Gale Mistshield, the one that literally resurrected someone and had contact with her god. Vroondomon, he's literally, I don't tell him that, he's literally like a brother for me. Like, I would put my hand in fire for him. And you, Sorsha, you are the most beautiful, kind-hearted person. And in human form, in changeling form, you are perfect the way you are.
It does help.
Look, try to sleep. Try to rest. And if you want to know more about me, or you wanna see my vulnerable side, well, Sorsha Dragonsinger, I will be gladly to share that with you. Because I think you deserve that also, to have someone who does that.
Do you really want to be vulnerable?
Well,
In front of me, Heinrich Thunderstaff. Like,
he in an oblivious way, he just thinks like, well, yeah, I feel comfortable. Well, yeah, I feel comfortable with you to do that.
okay. Whatever might happen in the future, remember, that's just what you wished for. And you wished it to a fae, which you should
In his head,
keep that in mind in the future.
In his head, he's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Yes, I will pay attention to that.
Good night, Henry.
And gives a nod, and in his oblivious state is going to make some clicks in his head, and while you're going back to bed, you're just going to hear very slightly a fuck. And he's going to continue with his spellcraft. But as you awake, you will find the code around you. And you will have also nuggets sleeping on you at the same time. And Heinrich will even continue to work all night long to prepare the spells to go home, even to take a point of exhaustion.
Well, I mean, I think remind me, the Charm of Vitality is about exhaustion?
Yeah.
No, the potion of vitality
No.
is not about exhaustion.
I'm talking about the charm
The Charm of Vitality.
that he has, which actually does. Yes, he could decide to use the charm to keep himself awake, basically.
And the potion does.
Yeah, the potion of
remove
vitality
any point
does.
of exhaustion.
So he's gonna look with a reassuring smile. He's gonna look at everyone, an exhausted Gale. Sorsha, Dragonsinger, who looks in another way, and Vroondomon with the little glistering on his neck that he gives a smile to everyone, and he continues to write. And somewhere during the long rest, do I have any news from anyone?
You think that you might actually be too deep.
Okay.
Simply that.
Okay.
The walls are made of. I mean, magic has been weird in a sense, deforming mage hands and different shapes or colors of your spell. The weave here is different, and you're wondering if indeed your spells might just be too deep within the dungeon for those spells to go out. It's been a while since you've been contacted by anyone.
Well, he continues, and I'm gonna inscribe spellcraft and all that.
You're gonna use that charm for the exhaustion?
Yeah, and I will. When I use that charm for the exhaustion, I imagine like a little flashback.
Technically, that's if you can decide to not take a long rest, and that's where you do the check. Do you have one of those potions? You know what? Fine.
The potions are all gone.
I will allow the charm to serve as a long rest while you stand awake.
The potions of vitality we didn't use, so we still have 2 potions
That's
of vitality.
not what we're talking about. You
Okay.
specifically had potions of
watchful rest.
Watchful rest, yeah. 2 different mechanics, but what doesn't really matter. The last thing that I want to do is say, yes, so you prepared that spell for tomorrow, but you need to rest an additional time to actually get the spell slot. Because technically you didn't have a long rest. Sorsha, you've got the watch. Do you wake up anybody else while Heinrich is in his corner scribbling away?
Yeah, probably by the end she will wake up. Probably Lucano.
Okay. Anything you want to say to Lucano, or?
It's gonna be probably like because Gale, she's not waking up. I feel like she would also like give Rune a good night rest. Yes, and Zal, like I feel like she doesn't have a lot of interesting things to share. So yeah, Lucano.
There will be opportunity for conversation as everybody wakes up. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to continue the scene into the breakfast, we can do that as well. I just wanted to see if there were any one-on-one interactions that you wanted to get.
No, we'll look at news. She's probably gonna have a chat, but mostly about future, like her being without any roots, maybe offering some contacts or piece of advice if you know. Like,
Lucan has heard you talk about Port Nyanzaru, and so is very curious, because for her, she had never heard of the place, right? And so, but when you mentioned the merchant princes, she's going, well, that might be, I'm used to dealing with royalty, so maybe.
she probably just gives like addresses, contacts, information on how to adapt and everything.
Yeah. In the modern age.
Yep.
Okay. You get your rest in, all of you, in some shape or form. You can now hit the long rest button on your character sheet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That means my penalties go down.
Yes, your penalties are to 3.
-3.
Yay. Yay, you might miss.
Oh, and I get my hit points back from the
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, so 103.
Well, no, I mean the hit points from the max HP modifier that's caused by the...
Yeah, the wraith. Those things go away.
Right. Yeah.
Any temporary hit points that you had, those are gone as well. Anything that came from the Hero's Feast is gone as well.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Because those only last for 24 hours anyways.
Which I think included an immunity to poison or something?
Yeah, the immunity to poison, advantage on saving throws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that's gone.
Done. Gone.
And I've already marked off my 7th level spell because...
Thank you. As you gather up the camp, the bubble pops away. You're sort of cleaning up a bit, gathering the non-perishables back into your packs. The Nothic has been sort of dozing in a corner, It's difficult to know when they're dozing or if it's just fixated, right? It's this one lidless eye staring in your direction, and it's difficult to know. I mean, when is it not watching you? But yeah, you were all here, all awake, more or less recovered. Anything that you'd like to exchange?
I'll start to give food to everyone.
I'll start donning my armor.
Okay.
I'll give you an unseen servant to help you with
Oh, damn.
Sorsha is probably giving you another hug, like a more brief one, but another hug. Like just.
Yeah. I am still alive. Again.
Good. Stay.
And Gil's probably going to use the time where, before you've donned your armor, to do... It's good to have you back as well.
Yes, you also get the full...
Yeah.
And then definitely also like a thank you for bringing me back.
You're welcome.
And then it's gonna be, it's my turn. Gonna run towards Vroon, gonna jump in his arm like, you bastard! So we
But in
have.
the future, we'll be making joke about a hole and a canoe. But that's too soon now.
Yes. If we want to go to there is a library. Then we need to find the golden road, or we can go directly out away.
Vroon's like I don't know. Has this curtain been opened? There's like a curtain at the end of the.
There is a curtain that has been opened. Well, it hasn't been opened. It's been crossed backwards and forwards by the Nothic for the better part of your. Well, basically, grabbing a Nothic corpse, moving it across, and every time the curtain swishes open and closed.
So, we have two options. We go away, or we investigate the library. But I wanted to wait for everyone to be there.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. Of course, I just now realized that the path was already open, that you could actually see the corridor.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's
No
okay.
worries.
That's the thing. Like, we have to find the golden path, and like, well,
It's there, yeah.
it's right there.
Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to take the red one,
Yeah.
because that's
The
So
red
let me-
one leads to death.
Yes.
The charred bones lead the way.
Let
I
me
guess
read
that's
you.
the skeleton.
Let
So
me
this-
read you the description of the room.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So behind the curtain is a 10-foot wide, 45-foot long hallway set with 4 decorative archways that have blank walls within them. 3 paths are marked out in red, gold, and purple tile, snake across the floor, each leading to one of these 3 archways. A charred skeleton on the floor points to the 4th one, which has no path leading to it. A single torch burns in a walled sconce at the far end of the hall. Mounted below is a bronze plaque that bears a warning in common. Behold the fate of those who defy me. Now, as you watch this, Ijin speaks up. We should look at what the purple leads us to.
No, we know that is Arjun. I am very much curious and I would like to know, but we survived.
Yes, we survived.
Yes, I want to know too.
Well, then go.
What if I die? You die.
No. But you won't die. You saw. He died and he came back.
We don't have. I'm not sure we have what to do that again. So Kubazan did not die?
No.
What
Well,
happened to Kubazan?
The dead
I'm
can't
curious.
die again.
Okay, so where is Kubazan?
Most likely back in his receptacle.
Okay. So you just go back.
Yes.
There's no way that you are free.
Maybe we'll find something. Follow the purple line.
We're gonna discover what's in the library.
Maybe?
Let's start with the library.
Let's stop. Yes, follow the purple line. Purple's always been my favorite.
You have a point.
Shangambi, on the other hand, stay if you are to walk a path. Do not stray from it. It would be unwise.
At this point, I just want to get out of here, so yeah. I can understand Heinrich wanting to investigate the library. But after that, we're done.
Just a point of order, so this is something that I whispered to Jan previously. Basically, upon character death, the god is evicted from the body into the relics.
Okay.
And it is mentioned, one of the mechanics of the gods is that once a god has been ejected
He can't
it
come
cannot
back.
be repossessed. It cannot repossess the same target.
Aww.
So the same way that now Gale could manipulate Onk's relic without
being-
risk. Right now, the bracers are useless. Well, no, not useless. They're not useless, but Kubazan would never inhabit Vroon's body again. Sad. But he must be jubilant.
Oh yeah, I mean, he specifically told me to die a glorious death.
He did.
Listen to me, glorious.
He might have whispered or cursed that he died like a pussy, but just one hit,
No,
barely.
I see him like more like, let's do it again!
Yeah, let's do it again. Again. Wasn't glory enough for last time. Come on.
Well, I already said that. Like, I mean, he didn't hear me because he's like in the bracers again. I guess. But, I mean, I did say that I want to die an even more glorious death.
Anyways.
So I guess it's, let me go back in! Let's
get him back. Let's find him again. That was incredible. Let's try next time.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
As I said, I am fine not going to the library. I am just proposing 2 opportunities. I prepared a way to go back to Port Nianzaro directly, without traveling through the jungle. So we will be directly in front of a location I'm used to. And after that, I just need to take a small rest, and we can teleport to Waterdeep if we arranged our affairs.
By the way, normally I believe that teleportation, when you learn the spell of teleportation, you know 2 addresses, right?
I am going to check that right now.
I will give you 3. You know the portal address for your house, so you can directly teleport to Thunderstaff Mansion. The
destination you choose must be known to you and must be on the same plane of existence.
I know, but you have. But if you are looking to a teleportation circle,
we know one,
and you know 3.
The one
you know
in
the one for the
Heart of
Thunderstaff Mansion.
The heart.
You know the Heart of Uktao. And you would know the one that you used. I forget the name of the merchant. But
Are we talking about teleportation circle or teleport?
Yes, but if you're teleporting to a circle.
Right. Okay. We're on the same level.
Teleport.
Yes,
it's a safe teleport. We're on the same level. Okay.
Besides, I think teleport does ask you to create a circle, right?
No, it's just a location that I know.
Oh.
And I just can be like, I remember very well the temple of Sune where I got kicked out. Okay. And then we're gonna drop there.
If you don't, no. I can guarantee that you will be bounced from that location.
Yeah, divine magics will be.
No, it's not that. Just privacy. Do you actually believe that a temple of Sune is going to allow anybody to just come in and teleport inside in the middle of the
It's not
spa?
going to be inside.
No.
It's not going to be inside. It's going to be outside of the doors. To specific. But never mind. We have 3 addresses. Moving on.
Yeah.
So, and I'll look to, and so we can arrange our affairs in Port Nianzaro. After that, I need to take a small break, and I can bring you guys directly back to Waterdeep to arrange our affairs there and see what happens afterwards. But I finished my spells, and we are good to go in any way of kind we need to go. And looks at everyone.
Okay.
So it's your choice, guys.
First, let's get out of this tomb, because I think... Let's avoid any possible interference, no?
You don't want to go to the library?
I'm fine with that.
It might be easier to do the library now than to get back through the entrance and
Do the whole thing again.
do the hunt. Like, I know that's not all. Maybe not all traps will be reset because there might not be a lot of those undead dwarves remaining. But I still would prefer not to
Have
work
to do
our
this
entire
all
way
again.
through.
Yeah.
Just give
I
them
would, I would like to spend as little time as I can in this dungeon,
Okay.
and that means that I prefer to visit any places
You
that
want to see
we
it
still
now.
need to visit now.
I will say, as you pulled the curtain as well, so as I mentioned, there are 3 sort of tiled paths, right? But the tiles in red have been coated with a slick oozed liquid, which you associate with the bodies of the Nothics.
Nothing.
And they seem to follow the path into the first archway,
The red one.
the red one.
Okay.
We do not want to go into the
Yeah.
reds.
The red one is this. The golden one is the
It's
library.
And the one with the charred bones is supposed to be the exit.
Yes, and we don't know about the purple one.
No. I would avoid any unknown paths just because.
It kind of bothers me, but yes, but I hate to not to know.
Technically, the charred
Do the
points
purple. Do
are
the purple.
pointing.
Do the purple. Fuck.
The charred bones are pointing to somewhere, but we don't see that.
Yes, you do.
Well,
No, like I
I-
said, there are no doors. This is a corridor
Yeah.
with fake archways.
Yes, there's those archways. Even though they're filled with stone, are probably doors.
Let us, like I said, I let you guys choose which road we take.
I say we humor the little wizards and we take the gold.
Meanwhile, in the head of Heinrich, yes.
Alright, gold it is. Be careful to step precisely on the gold. Not into anything else.
And for
Well-
once, Vroon, you can stay in the middle because you are in a bit of a weak state, of course.
Weak states. You
Don't tell that to
Dude.
Vroon.
You just give him a smile, like, ah, come on.
do you want to arm wrestle me, little man?
Okay. Let's do that in Waterdeep, okay? Or in Port Manzaru. But now, let's take the Golden Road.
Okay. So you follow the gold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorsha, what's your investigation path? Your passive investigation?
A lot.
Investigation.
Passive investigation.
Investigation, not as much.
I have
That's
a
why I'm
passive
asking.
investigation of 20.
Yeah, passive, I have 13.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm a perceptive girl, not
Yeah, no, I forgot. I mean, I still had better than that before, but I forgot that I got +4 intelligence.
Yes, you did. That was fun.
Nerd.
One
One of
nerd.
us, one of us, one of us, one of us.
Yeah, I
You
have.
could do a paladin wizard.
Honestly, yes. And I mean, my
God.
my stat line. The only thing I don't have above a 15 is my dexterity.
So, which paths are you taking, if any?
Gold.
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 Okay, who's going first?
can, I will shrink myself and step precisely.
Okay.
I'll go next, as per usual.
You come up on a it's a blank so it's a wall basically, right? There's the archway and then the wall of unadorned stone, like you've seen in which you've seen in any parts that were not part of the dungeon, right? The behind the scenes kind of thing. This time I will actually ask you to roll for an investigation check.
Okay.
Anyone who's walking it, or just?
I would say Sorsha because she's the first one there. Okay. No, this one stumps you. I mean, you know there should be a passageway or something, but the gold leads there, but you can't seem to find a door or a mechanism.
My passive investigation is 18.
Yes, most of the secret passages here have been DC 20.
Okay. My passive perception is 22.
Your passive perception is 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. By the way, does anybody remember a gold pendant that you guys had found way at the beginning, which allowed you to that pendulum that sort of gave you to the right entrance? Does anybody remember that? I'm pretty sure somebody has that either in their inventory or it's most likely in the bag somewhere.
It's in the bag.
Yeah, okay. Wait, but Vroon, does that mean what's your passive investigation?
My passive investigation is 18. My passive perception is 22.
Okay. Yes. So, like I said, the
Still got it. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else want to try their luck? Just rolling the investigation.
Okay.
I can roll an investigation as well.
I'm gonna let the people with the actual stats try because
30.
yeah, I think Heinrich's got it.
Double crits. No, sorry, Heinrich. You were rolling with disadvantage.
I don't care.
Man. Hey, I already have a +10 investigation.
Heinrich really wanted to see the library.
Yeah, Heinrich, technically you are at disadvantage considering the distance. But you know how this is something along the lines of, you know how when you see something, you can't not read it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you're looking to the door, especially sort of Sorsha crouching around, you notice that there's just a piece of writing. A glyph, which most likely would activate should you open the door. You see the door. Now that you've seen the glyph, you see where the mechanism, where the door stops and begins. You do know, as you're just about to point. Oh, no, actually, instead of the handle being at sort of level, it's maybe a bit higher. So you would already have to reach a bit higher. Maybe that's why Sorsha couldn't figure it out, because it was just above her head. But about at her knee level, there is that one glyph scratched into the rock.
A good glyph?
Like a glyph.
Like a glyph.
I point it out. Sorsha, over there, like a bit lower, like just there in the rock.
And with your eyes, you do see it glow ominously. Evocation.
Okay, so how does that work?
These glyphs are set up as traps, essentially. If you do the one thing that triggers them, they trigger.
Okay. Hence the death.
Spell it.
Well, if you can, but don't some glyphs like boom when we try to disarm them?
Depends on how you disarm them.
Time for the Arcana checks, everyone.
Yep.
I'll do the Arcana check also.
Can I roll it too?
Sure.
If someone helps me, I would have a 28.
I can give you the help action.
Well, you just rolled, so.
Okay, so I can't.
I can give you the help action because I suddenly understand a bit more about magic than I used to.
I will say that yes, glyph of warding can be very well dispelled, very easily dispelled. Just want to make sure of the level of the spell, but glyph of warding is a 3rd level spell, so yes, disenchantment will work like a charm.
Well, I'm gonna point and dispel magic on it.
It dispels. You know that the glyph itself will deactivate, but it will reactivate after some time, right? So give it a little buzz. The glow fizzles out for a moment, enough for it to still be not to fully erase. That's the word of power of the glyph itself. But Sorsha, once that is done, you can very well just click the door open without a problem.
You
Okay.
can go, and don't forget what the hag said also.
So just before you go in, as Eugene is going, no, the other way. We need to start from the back for the purple. You click open the door, and then the sound of music comes from the corridor in front of you. But we'll get into that after the break.
Break.
Right. So, as always, we're going to take a quick minute to break to go brush up on our food, brush up on our snacks, brush up on our drinks. And for you, watchers, thanks for sticking along. We'll see you...
You're almost done.
Yeah, you're almost done. Almost. So close. See you next time.